Good evening, everyone.
How
How are we all today?
knackered.
Yeah, so obviously it's Wednesday. I think it's 13th.
At least it's not Friday.
Yeah, at least same as Chris says, at least it's not Friday. So at least that's one thing. So I don't know if Kate's still here, Karate's here. I Welsh Clock, how are you? It's not quite dark here yet. Chris is just waking from
Cat nap.
yeah, he's had a little bit of a cat nap.
I want to walk it today.
Yes, he's been it is Hi Mike, how are you?
Is that Mr. Newsom?
Yes, he went to, what were it, a dam today? He went out.
Agden, Nan.
Yeah, well, him and Callum both went actually. So
I don't want a tick shop.
so yeah, so they did travel in the car to it, but it's a big dam. So he said there weren't many people about, in all honesty.
Roads were busy though.
Oh yeah, he said, traffic were bad, so I felt lightheaded all day, but feel okay now.
Who's that?
Could it be that you're not eating very well, or you see, I went through a period like that. I went to doctors, and for years and years and years, I was taking, well, I still am taking blood pressure medication, but I were on the same dosage for 10, 15 years. And then all of a sudden, I started like nearly passing out, feeling lightheaded, like a ringing in my ears and everything. Went to the doctors, and apparently my blood pressure dropped through my boots. So basically, they took all these tablets off me, just left me with one, and I'm just taking like a 5 microgram one now, I think. And I've been fine since,
That's as if they do that everywhere.
Yeah, because I were on a blood pressure medication, I were on a water tablet, and then I were on something else. There were like 3 for my blood pressure. But the same as say, out of the blue, out of nowhere, I kept having these dizzy spells, like verging on passing out. Yeah, I've had exactly the same. So same as I say, I kept having these dizzy spells, and Chris kept saying, there's something wrong somewhere, get off to the doctors. I went to the doctor, she took my blood pressure, and she says it was very, very, very low. So basically took all the tablets off me, all except for one, and now I'm only on 5 micrograms. So it seemed to be controlling it, and I ain't had no hoggy. Bella, hoggy.
Oi.
Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, Bella will tell you I had exactly the same thing, and mine with my blood pressure. But you see, I were like that. I was sort of all right 1 minute, and then all of a sudden I'd get like a dizzy spell. So, while I think about it, Bella, my clothes came today, and I think you'll like what I've bought. So, I did try ringing you, but it says you were busy on another call, so I'm assuming you were talking to Becca or kiddos or. So yeah, so my clothing came this afternoon, the clothing that I ordered, so quite pleased with it. So oh, he says he's having his 4x4s being fixed.
Who's?
Mike.
Oh, thank you for commenting, Mike, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you probably did hear it because he's only right outside of me. Just getting Kitty Cat some
biscuits.
He says I had a pussy. Yeah. if I just turn camera around, I'll show you. Chris is just getting them some biscuits. Look, yeah, they're just having some. They're just having some treats.
Feeding time at the zoo.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know whether you can see them or not. On about the blood pressure. Bella says she did have the same. Doctor said it was cystitis. Where's my biscuits? I don't think you'd like them. Special cat ones.
Who said that?
Oh, it says some clown smashed the back bumper and bent the. Oh dear.
Did they leave any details?
So yeah, so
you could go around and bang them out.
Yeah.
Oh, one of them. Oh.
So does Bella want to see my new tops that I've got? I have bought some leggings, but they're just plain like what I normally have, so you don't really want to see them. So, but I think so. Me and Bella have got the same similar choices. Every day is a long day, Adrian. Especially when you're in house by yourself. Right, this one's first, and I think this one's going to be Bella's favourite. There you go. And that is like, what colour would you call it? Like a salmon pink colour.
Yeah.
So that's like a salmon pink colour. So, and I did order quite a big size because you know me, I like them baggy, and but I only ordered like two t-shirts. So I'm going to say I'm not showing you leggings because they're just what I normally wear anyway. So, nah, sort of me and Barbie pink, yeah. Me and Chris were debating the colour of this one. I says it's like a rust colour. Chris was saying, oh, it's a copper colour. So it's a bit similar to one I've already got. So I have got a black one with the same detail on it. But this one, the other one that I've got, it got like a print on the front. This is just a plain one. So yeah. And it's, what did it say on the other one? It's the one that I've got, it says it's a black and it says brave and beautiful or something. But this is just like a plain one, pretty long as well. So yeah, they both like t-shirts, obviously. They like a bat wing sleeve, whereas the other t-shirt that I've got is like a proper sleeve. Tis like a bat wing sleeve look. So yeah, same as I say, me and Chris were debating. I says it's like a copper colour. But on the label it actually says red. And I says to Chris, says, well, you know, either them that pack it up are colourblind. To me, it's like a coppery rust colour. So yeah, they just the two t-shirts that I bought. Same as I say, I bought some leggings, but you know, they're just plain leggings, so you don't really want to see that. No. But it's all right. I'm just seeing if I can find bag that, because all crap's down here. Now the other one that does say pink, but I'm not sorting through all that lot. It's all right. I'm having a bad hair day. It's sticking up all over the place. Hiya, Ruby. Yeah. Adrian says it looks like it's copper. It does. It is like a coppery, rusty colour. Some say I have got one. Well, more or less same as it, but it's a black one, and it's got the same like shoestring detail, but it's got like, you know, printing on the front. But that one ain't. It's just plain. And when I seen that, I thought, well, I like that other one that I've got. But the only problem with the other one, it had got like these like things stuck on, if you know what I mean, like things, and when you wash it, they keep popping off. So that's what I says to Chris. I says, I'm not having anything. And then you find them all stuck in tumble dryer, and, you know, and I says, I'm not having that again. Basically, last time we went to Yours Clothing, the actual shop, it were in sale. So I says, well, you can see why it's in sale now, because the minute you wash it, these things pop off. Oh, it says it's going to use this radio control car app tomorrow. Adrian Welsh Clark. So yeah. So, but this is the thing. When we went to ask the other day, Chris had a couple of pair of jogger bottoms. Callum had 2 pair of jogging bottoms and 2 t-shirts. And now it was saying, well, you're always buying stuff for yourself. I says, Callum, I says, I'm down to my last couple of pair of jogging bottoms. You know, what I've got to do, walk about it nuddy. Yeah. You know what I mean? I haven't treated myself. I mean, Chris will tell you, how long ago? About 2 years. At least 2 years ago. That was last time I went on holiday. So that was the last time I actually treated myself to any clothes, 2 years ago. So that's basically Oh dear, trust Bella. She's put, I'm worried about needing the loo on the way home. I'm not going in public loos. I'll have to sit on a couple of Tessa's pee pads. Yeah, you'll have to take a bucket and a catheter. Chris actually got some hand sanitizer today. He went down to his local Premier shop, and yeah, it's only a little bottle, but anything's better than nothing. Chris has been wearing them. What? I'm on about, I think he's on about my tops. My tops. But yeah, I think that was last time I treated myself, because we went in for sale, didn't we, just before we went on holiday. So yeah, so it's 2 years ago since I actually bought myself anything. So, and then you've got Callum moaning that that we always buy ourselves something and we never buy him nothing. Yeah, that's him that's had 2 pair of jogging bottoms and 2 t-shirts last week. Yeah, I think it was $2.99. I think. Yeah, did he see Foster's? He said. So yeah, it is. It did get it from Premier shop. So it's only a little bottle, and it went bad price, $2.99. So yeah. So he's having his Foster's and I'm having my coffee. So yeah, but same as I say, I was desperately in need of some new jogging bottoms. So they were doing an offer, like a 2-pack. So I bought two packs, if you know what I mean. So it keep me going for a bit. Better late than never. Wakey says a pot of tea for me.
Fosters!
So anyway, same as I say, I forgot what time you rung me at 3:30, didn't you? Or it must have been that, because it was while I were on phone to you, weren't it? So yeah, so basically Chris had just rung me to actually say that they was on the way back from this dam where they'd been, and what's in the coffee? It's a latte, I think. Is it latte?
Yeah.
So
Lucky. I see who's called the dragon.
I'm laughing at Bella. My friend said today you can get portable pee things for ladies. I says, oh yeah, I'll sit in the car and say, look away, everyone. I don't think so. Yeah, they're a bit like like I have them pee bottles for men, like when you're in hospital and whatever. It's like a thing that you hold down below and it drains into some. Oh, Wakey says it's called a shiwi. Well, I know of them, but you know, you can hardly be discreet with one of them when you're sat in a car trying to fiddle down your underwear. Hiya, Cordo. Trying to put this thing down in your underwear just so you can have a wee. You'll have to get some tender ladies, and then if you do leak, do have a bit of leakage, you'll be okay. She says, I'll give that a rain check. So yeah, you'll have to get some extra thick, tenor ladies.
Adult diapers.
Yeah, adult diapers as well, nappies or whatever you call incontinence things. Oh. He says videos on YouTube how to use them. Well, I don't think I'll ever be using one, so I'm like Bella, I'll give that one a miss.
You never know.
But the thing is, when I had my weight loss surgery, obviously, because you had a major operation, they fit you a catheter. And I couldn't stand the blooming thing. And I kept saying, when can I have this catheter out? I'm okay. I'm going up now. I'm walking about. Can you take this catheter out? Oh, I'm sorry. We can't take it out until you're actually being discharged. Oh, it drove me absolutely nuts. Yeah. Perfect brine oil lawnmower. But yeah, that is one thing that was the only downside of it, was having this catheter fitted, and I couldn't stand it. So he says I'm giggling.
No.
I thought you'd never show us. What?
Show you what?
But anyway, some as I say, I have heard of them, but it's not natural, let's just say. I'd sooner wear a tenor lady or an adult incontinence pad or something rather than doing that sort of thing. So yeah,
Lucy.
But I mean, on other hand, same as I say, I said to Belle the other day, I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, services, toilets aren't all that fantastic anyway. But being in a crisis or being in a pandemic, it makes you even more cautious. You know what I mean? We're all the will in the world. If you've got gloves on, if you've got a mask on, you take some, antibacterial wipes or whatever. You still do not know. And I said, I didn't like mine at all, Bella. Some as I say, when I had the weight loss surgery, I had it on the Friday. They moved me onto the ward from the not intensive care, that high dependency, HD, whatever, high dependency thing. And I kept saying, I want to get out to go for a pee. And she says, well, why? When you've got a catheter fitted? I says, because I don't like them. End of. You know, I don't like them. I says, you know, get it out. I don't want it, you know, and they basically refuse to take it out. Did I hear right? Boris said we're allowed to go to the garden centre now. I think so.
Yeah. To drive to a destination and go for a walk.
But you see, Chris has been a bit further afield today. He's been like, well, him and Callum went walking around this dam. He said they weren't hardly.
What's around the dam?
Yeah.
It's a bloody long dam.
What about pubs? No, I don't think there's any. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Okay.
While I think about it, Callum's Senko lady, her name's Dominica. She's a lovely lady. She rang this morning to see how we're coping and blah, blah, blah. And I mentioned to her, basically, actually sort of got a rough idea when they'd be going back. And she says, basically, obviously he said in his speech that it's the reception classes and some of the primary school classes, but colleges and whatever will basically be the last ones to open. And she said basically she thinks about November. So you know, but yeah, you know, but obviously she don't know for sure, but she thinks because there's thousands and thousands of people go through the college doors every single day, that the colleges and the universities are going to be the last to reopen. So I sort of says, you know, have you heard any talk or whatever? She says, no, not really. She says, we get like government updates. Well, I could tell you something as well, Wake. It ain't one of my favourite experiences either. But yeah, I don't think anybody likes a catheter. But yeah, so she says she thinks because yeah, Bella told me that other day that the them that don't feel safe sending the kids back, that refuse to send the kids back, won't be fined for doing so. So, but yeah, I mean, I sort of, well, not straight from the horse's mouth, but I sort of, you know, asked her outright. I says, you know, have you any idea, or have you heard through grapevine and you know, they'll be reopening? And she says, I think because colleges and universities are going to be the very, very, very last ones to open, that we're talking about November.
Oh, Gordo sent me a picture of garden centre that is open.
Oh.
There you go. Sorry, Gordo, just see that bit.
Ah, it's a cafe. It's a cafe. It's not a garden centre. It's a cafe.
Oh, there you go then.
Called Garden Centre. I think that's what he was. I think that's what he was.
It's got funky stuff on TV. They're probably croutons.
I've done something again. I've caught my. Anyway, seems legit gardens. Well, anyway, I sorted. You know the problem that we had the other night. Savvy phoned me today to say she can do the complete splits now, and she's going to teach me. Anyway, the problem that I had Tuesday evening it was something to do with the default settings. So, but it's not actually a garden centre, Wakey. It's a cafe called the Garden Centre. So, but yeah, hence the laughing emoji. But yeah, I sussed it out after the live stream. I sat down. I said to Chris, if it kills me, I says I'm going to get it, get it back to normal, which I did do. And it were basically in the YouTube studio, it was the default settings. So basically everything's all right now. So I press something else now and it's all gone all funny colours. But hey ho, it's readable. Yeah. But oh yeah, I've got it right now. There you go. Because you were laughing at me.
Oh, Kate's got a question.
Oh, go on then, Kate.
Fire away.
Fire away. Oh, Kate hasn't seen my new tops, has she?
No. Well, wait till after the
Yes, I will do. Oi, whose live stream is it?
Ours.
Mine.
Jeanette's in the recorder.
Yeah, carry on, Kate. If we were so rude, I'm going to pour a gag on him because he keeps interrupting. Just ask your question, Kate.
You won't be up from his slumber.
Welsh Clark says my stream, lol. I woke you up from your slumber?
Yeah.
You sound like an old man. Would you be fuming or say something if a customer dropped an egg and a cashier only wiped it up with kitchen roll and then went on to it? Yes, definitely. Hiya, Amjad. Yes, I would definitely, Kate. I'd expect only nothing but proper hygiene. Same as I say, like last night, I was rolling the dough by hand with no gloves on or anything. But same as I say, I always make a point before I go live or when I do the baking live, I sort of double wash my hands, if you know what I mean. I put hand wash on it, the old this bit, you know what I mean, and then I rinse it off and then I put a second lot on. But yes, I would definitely I'd say something as soon as it happened, you know what I mean, if that were me. Well, Easy did not wash hands or use. He didn't wash hands or use.
Did or see somebody do it.
Yeah, it probably means he saw somebody do it, and because he said something, the person had got attitude. He wound Daisy up. Another cashier came to serve, but in the end he walked out. No apology. No. Well, same as I say, I'd say to him, well, basically, here's your groceries. You can have them back. I'll shop elsewhere. I'm the customer. What happened to the customer's always right, and I could take my money anywhere, basically. I don't have to put up with that. If you weren't aware, we're in the middle of a pandemic. And the first thing on everybody's to-do list is wash your hands. But yeah, I'd insisted that they get a cleaner to clean it up. It's not good enough cleaning it up with paper towel.
Especially this day and age.
Oh, we're not having that excuse, Amjad. He says, my best friend from college phone to say I'm doing, but I'm here now. But yeah, I'd have said, you know what? Stuff your shopping. I'd have walked out there and then, Kate. if that had been me, I'd have walked out there and then.
Get married down here.
You know what I mean? And you've been watching, you know, Boris Johnson making announcements, blah, 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 about washing your hands, etc. You've handled the egg off the floor, no less. You've got people trundling, you know, thousands of people trundling through that shop per day. And he's just wiping it up with a paper towel. I'm going to have to take the face mask out of my crash helmet for tomorrow. But yeah, I'd have been livid. You know, I'd have said, well, you know what? Stuff it. You can have your shopping. I can go anywhere with my money. I don't come here. You know, I'm finding it hard enough as it is during this pandemic. You know, I can do without your attitude. Bye. You'll not be seeing me again. But yeah, that would have been me, you know. But
there holes in them. Defeats the object, but drill ahead.
Yeah. But so changing the subject slightly, Kate. When I first went live, my clothes came today. Now I said to Bella, I've just ordered like some jogging bottoms. Now they're plain, so there's nothing really fancy about them. But I ordered 2 t-shirts. Now I says to Bella, I says, I knew Bella would like them. So I've ordered this one quite, because I like them baggy. And when you like slouching about, you know, you don't need anything that's... So that's the first one, look. And we think it's like a magnet, whatever you call it, it's pink. So when it says, love, #1, New York.
Too close to the camera, Bobby.
Is that better?
Yeah, you can see it a little bit now.
Hey?
You can see it a little bit now.
So that's the first one. So that's hey?
Kate said move back.
Yeah, so that's the first one. That's just like a baggy t-shirt.
Yours Clothing.
Yeah, they're from Yours Clothing. There, look, I'll show you the label, look. This is a second one. So, you know, they do some lovely stuff. I could spend a fortune in there. But Chris has to cap me spending. I mean, if I were a millionaire, I'd buy it shop. Yours Clothing, it's called. I'll send you it up if Chris wants. That's the second one. Now, I have got one that's similar to this, but it's a black one. And I like that so much. I said to Chris when I saw this read sale, because I think that, you know, obviously the, you know, like the end line things.
Move back.
If I go any further back, I'll be lay back and I'll fall asleep. So yeah, so it's got like a shoelace design.
Nice can, Chris. You're welcome. What can?
So yeah, I only ordered the 2, but I thought, well, being as warmer weather's coming, I have got one similar to this, but it's a black one, and it's got like a motif printed on front. And I was saying earlier on, it's like got these, they're not sequins, but the things that they glue on. And every time you wash it and every time you put it in tumble dryer, they come off. So I said to Chris, that's ideal because it's a plain one. But I like the idea of the, like the shoelace thing. Yeah. So, you know, the pink one, and we were debating, it says on the packaging red, but it's like a coppery, what did Bella say, coppery rust colour.
If the warm weather cover, you see me drunk in my stream. Hey, I've done that tons of times, Adrian.
Wakey says, I want to bowl a rat with sleeves. Oh, his Echo input came in the post. He's got Alexa in his auntie's car now.
Oh.
Whoa.
Got to eat car for nothing there.
But anyway, as I say, I had an email come this morning saying that they were going to be delivered sometime today between 2 and 4, and I think it was about 3:30, because I know Chris rang me about 3:30 to say that that he were on his way back. He always rings me and says, oh, pardon me. Yeah, I'll send you a link in a bit. It's same as I say, if you look at sales, Kate, you can get some right bargains.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Chris has put a link in, but if she's on her iPad or anything, take her away from stream anyway. But same as I say, they're pretty decent. They're pretty decently priced. I wanted to order another maxi dress, but
Easy will not thank you, for me sending him sending Kate that link.
Well, Asda's still saying, you have to queue up and then one in, one out sort of thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're still doing the social distancing. They're still doing, they're not allowing a lot of people in at one time. You know what I mean? So things is basically the same. But same as I say, when Boris made this announcement that you can travel to get your daily exercise, Chris says, well, in that case, then it were pretty local. It weren't sort of, about an hour's drive away or anything like that. It was still pretty local, but it were a dam. And same as Chris says, it makes a change to go somewhere different rather than going round your local park and going to the same place every single day. So basically, they went a bit further afield. Weren't all that far. Because like 20 minutes out of Sheffield and you're out in countryside. So they went to this dam. So Callum went with him.
29 minutes away.
Were it? Well, I didn't know how far.
I was right in countryside.
So I didn't know how far away it were. Anyway, just like, you wouldn't believe that we actually live 5 minutes from town centre.
See what work is for. No, we're busy, Bella. How would that kid be?
Yeah, Callum went with him. They both took the cameras. So same as Chris says, we're going for his daily walk, but he says, why not take his cameras? I'm a lady. How are you?
Hello, my lady. Very nice. About 6.
Yeah. Well, put it this way, they've nearly all gone. And that's him that ain't fond of peanut butter either.
I think there's about 4 left.
Packed Chris. Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Oh, dear,
yeah. While I think about it, I'm just going to have another rant. Well, you know what I'm going to rant about. Somebody at Charing Cross station was spat at. Well, the lady was spat at by someone claiming that they'd got the coronavirus. Now, both her and a son have since passed away. Yeah, that's what I'm just talking about, Kate. And I think same as I said to Chris, in no uncertain terms, once they do find him, I'd charge him with murder. Two cases of it, because it was her and it was a son, and they both passed away with it. So, you know, same as I said, it should be classed as murder because of his actions, it's caused the death of two people. No, we hadn't shot him or he hadn't stabbed him or, you know, beat him to a pulp. But because of his actions, you know, because of his actions, two people are now dead.
Send him down for 30 years. Oh,
but yeah, I mean, I had this same rant yesterday, and I says it's no different from him stabbing them or shooting them. He's gave them a deadly disease, which has ended up in the two people dying. You know what I mean? It same as I said, if that person knew that they had COVID-19 and did it deliberately, then, you know, in my estimation, that's two cases of murder. So, you know, I mean, probably not a lot of people will agree with me. But to me, because of his actions, it's caused the death of two people. I mean, they probably, if they do charge him, they're probably going to charge him with manslaughter.
Yeah, we've seen it.
So, yeah, I think they were talking to a family member, weren't they? You know, it's... I can't remember. I know it were a family member anyway. It were a family member that they were talking to. And, you know, I mean, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that I say are disgusting, but that is absolutely, yeah, same as Chris says, that is absolutely atrocious. Knowing that they've got it, deliberately spitting in somebody's face, knowing that that's the way it's transmitted, you know, it's as good as putting a gun to the head or stabbing them.
Kate says it was a cousin.
Oh yeah, I knew it were you know, a family member, but I couldn't remember whether it were an auntie, a cousin, or whoever it was. But yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things I find disgusting, but yeah, you know, if that were me, throat book at him, do whatever you know. But he needs.
Sorry. Not waking. Nick sent me a picture.
You know, it's same as I say. You know, it's straightforward. It's caused two people's death. I mean, it's like, let's say, for instance, you're driving a car and you cause an accident and somebody dies in that accident. You get done for dangerous driving, and you get done for causing death by dangerous driving. So it's only saying, you know what I mean? And there's where I'm saying you know, it's not very often. It's not very often I do have a rant, but on this occasion, I think it warranted it. You know, so yes, so I do apologise if I went on a little bit of a rant there, but yeah.
What did we? Oh, well, we had some
Pizza.
Pizza from Tesco's, gorgeous. We've upgraded from Asda to Tesco's.
Only because we could. Tesco was the only place that we could get a delivery. So yes, we had pizza for his tea.
2 pizzas actually.
Yeah, but we don't have. We only have them little ones, don't we? We don't have, you know. So we had, what were it? Meat feast and 4 cheese, I think.
3 cheese.
Yeah, deep pan we have.
I just said.
So yeah, Oh, pardon me. I actually managed to get a delivery from Tesco's today.
It's a lot less bother than that.
So yeah, mind you, I booked the delivery slot about a fortnight ago. So basically, we had a delivery today, but because we'd only been to Asda last week, I only sort of did like what I call a top-up shop.
Oh, my babe, one of them.
So,
Thank you, Molly.
So yes, I did put some round cake tin liners on the order, but they hadn't got them. So, but anyway, same as I say, it got me that enraged. I'm glad that I thought, well, I sort of can't go without saying anything. You know, I think everybody's saying it's absolutely disgusting. You know what I mean? I bet he's been drinking Red Bull. No, he says me hyper. And I says, I bet he's been drinking Red Bull.
Either that or he's on Red Bull.
So yeah, sorry about the little bit of a rant, but some as I say, there's not many things that I find disgusting, but the one with the other night, woman, you know, selling deliveries for £30 a pop, you know, and then tonight, obviously, with the 2 people dying after being spat on. He's a right little charmer, is Wacky.
Right.
He says, Tasda American Hot is my favourite. Always get them to make it fresh. Please and thank you. Always gets you extra toppings. So
put extra toppings on it, you tarts.
Oh dear. But anyway, same as I say, but apart from that, you know, we're fine. Same as I say, Callum's Senko lady, she, bless her heart, she rings out, you know, like every other week just to make sure he's all right. Has he been getting on all right? Because they tutor him online with his English and whatever, and blah 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 blah. He might actually be changing courses when they do go back. He's been accepted onto an IT course.
Techno with Callum.
So yeah, so he might not actually be going back into the catering and hospitality course that he were on before the pandemic.
So that means they're not going to get any more goodies from college.
So anyway, so you know, when he does go back, it'd probably be on a different course. So yeah, but it's nice of her that, you know, she rings up and checks that we're all right. You know, is Callum all right? How's he coping with lockdown, etc., etc. You know what I mean? So my brother went to Tesco's yesterday. So my brother works for the NHS, like delivering medicines to people's houses. He showed the security guard his ID on his phone, and he said it's an ID, and waited in the queue and wait. But you see, the thing is, I mean, when we've gone to Tesco's, I haven't got Tesco, I want brain. When we've gone to Asda, people have been like showing letters and things like that. You know, it's like, in one respect, you know, anybody could make one of them, you know, up on, you know, I'm not saying that he has, but the fact that when we've been to Asda, they've been showing like letters that they, you know, that they work for the NHS, or, you know, they're one of the front line workers, you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, but, you know, it is wrong, because I say to Chris, some of these security guards is jobs worth. But I have noticed lately it has. I mean, when the pandemic first started and they did the 2-meter social distancing, they bought a security firm in from outside to, you know, make sure people were social distancing and letting people in and letting people out. But last couple of times that we've been, you know, it's as the staff that have been doing it. So obviously the overheads probably were a bit too much, or they didn't want to pay all that money out for. I spoke to Isenko this morning, my lady, and I says to her, have you any idea when they'll be going back? And like us, we'd heard that the hoping to get the reception and primary school kids back into education, but she did say she thinks it's more likely to be about November, about time the universities and the colleges all go back. So basically, she did say she thinks that the colleges and the universities will be the last ones to reopen. So no, it's what we call is a job's worth, Amjad. It's not probably, it weren't making fun of him. It was just the fact that they've probably had that many, same as Wacky says, with fake IDs and whatever, trying to get in before everybody else. So, you know, same as I say, people have, what we've seen, you know, they've got the NHS identity badge on them, plus they've had a letter to back it up. More often than not, as the staff didn't look at the letters, but because they've had the ID badge on a lanyard round the neck, you know, you know, you know, they can obviously see that they work for the NHS. So basically, you know, they've let them in. But yeah, right. You know, I spoke to her openly about it, and I says to her, I says, you know, have you a rough idea, or you know, a ballpark time of when they might go back? And she says, well, in all honesty, she says, and this is only my opinion, the universities and the colleges will be the last to open, because same as I said to her, well, when you think about it, on a daily basis, there's thousands and thousands of people walk through them doors on a daily basis. You know, so yeah, you know, but she did say, you know, that's only just my opinion. Hiya, Johnny. Oh, it's Tracy.
Well, Tracy, bye, alive. Hello, Tracy, lass.
But hiya, Nicola. How are you? But yeah, it's, you know, it's a case of
Nicola, sorry.
You know, some of them, what I call a job's worth, you know, they like to play the big I am, you know, I'm a security guard and blah, 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 you know what I mean? And, you know, they think they're the law, if you know what I mean. So, oh,
is one of my followers on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Hiya, Nicola.
Nicola.
It's that's Nicola.
Is it? Oh no. Well, they are all kind of fosters I can't read already.
So I'm just going over to Nicola's page, and I'm just going to.
I'm knocking on Nicola's door then.
Yeah, I've just knocked on a door as well.
Just order a Chinese.
Yeah. So yeah. Eh?
I said we had to have one of years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, same as I say, she, you know, she's this Callum Senko, which is obviously because he's got a special needs statement. And, you know, while they've been off, she's sort of gone above and beyond just, you know, ringing up, making sure everything's all right, I've just like literally knocked on your door, Nicola. To your page, you've now got 29 subscribers.
Knocking on your door.
Well, yeah, it's just a figure of speech. I've subscribed to her.
I will do it in a second.
Yeah, I did see that it was were it Jimmy C's, I think he were in.
Yeah.
He says he's got a sore head from last night drinking with a few buddies online.
As you know.
So oh, and Daisy, oh yeah. Yeah, Welsh Clark's just what's Kowloon when it's at home?
Oh.
But it's same as I say, they did sort of also make an announcement that if parents chose not to send the children back because they don't think it's safe, that normally under normal circumstances they'd get a fine, but they're waiving the fines because at the end of the day, everybody's health and safety is a paramount, you know. Oh, it's his favourite takeaway. It sounds Chinese to me. So yeah, so same as I mean, what Amjaz just said. You know, we do talk about some serious subjects. We do have rants occasionally. I had a rant a bit earlier on, but you know, upon all, I class everyone that comes in as my friends. You know, we like to have sort of a nice friendly discussion, you know what I mean, whatever the subject may be. I mean, we've talked about all sorts of things. I mean, earlier on we were talking about catheters. Other than that, we were talking about poo. So it's all
wide variety,
yeah, an all, yeah, wide variety of subjects, you know. It's except me. Yeah, Kate says there's no drama. No, we just like a nice friendly bunch.
There's no drama except me, says Bella.
All right.
Yeah, she's not a drama queen in here.
Oh, they do a great hot and sour chicken.
Oh, that's sweet.
No, I'm going to say he's put hot and sour chicken. We sweet and sour. We so yeah. So no, we don't have no drama. We just like a nice, friendly. Well, I call it a community because I live stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I've started doing like a baking live stream since we've been on lockdown. Mums to you, Chris.
What's up, Bella? See, I told you she went drama queen.
Oh dear, someone's kicking off in the UK at an ambulance to move the vehicle, but they can't move. Well, this is the thing, you know, don't they realise that the only time, I mean, well, let's tell you, for instance, when my mum was suffering with cancer, she'd collapse near the back door. Now, she lived about 40 minutes away, so I rung a friend because I used to speak to her twice a day. And this particular Friday night, I kept ringing, no answer. And basically, I got a friend to go and check on it, and she would lay spark out on kitchen floor behind the back door. And basically, She kept saying, oh, no, I'm all right. I don't want to go to hospital, blah, blah, blah. But I insisted. So anyway, as soon as we knew that the ambulance had been called, basically, we got in the car and we shot off to the hospital. Now, we went straight to the hospital thinking that my mum would be there before us. Well, anyway, we got there and she still went, you know, we weren't running into the, you know, accident and emergency. They've got nobody of that name that says, you know, she's probably still en route. So I says, oh, right. Yeah, bearing in mind, it took us 40 minutes to get there. So I said, well, surely it's like a 5-10 minute journey from where my mum lives to the hospital. You know, so basically we sat there, you know, thinking, God, what's happened? Why, you know, why is it taking so long? And anyway, when she did eventually arrive in the ambulance, you know, I sort of said to paramedic, I says, you know, I've been worried sick, you know, it took us 40 minutes to get here, yet we've still got here before you. And he says, don't worry about it, Duck. He says, we've had to stop a few times en route to the hospital because you were vomiting. So when, you know, because you were vomiting, they stopped the ambulance, pulled over in order to, you know, to see to her. So I, you know, but yeah, you know, I mean, these things do happen. There's probably somebody really, really poorly back at ambulance, and anybody that kicks off about it, you know, have got no sympathy for anybody.
A bit of different story if we were on other foot though, wouldn't it?
But yeah, you know, I mean, that's just my, you know, my story. You know, they took so long getting to the hospital because, you know, they'd go a bit further and then my mum would say, oh, I feel sick, and she were going to vomit. So en route to the hospital, they'd had to pull over a few times, obviously, to see to her. Unfortunately, Nicola, she passed away 3 years ago. She never actually came out of hospital after that episode. So, you know, she'd already been diagnosed with cancer, but I don't, same as I say, I don't really know. I think she just passed out and she were, you know, sparked out behind back door, but she was saying that she didn't want to go to hospital, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, same as I say, I think she got 2 infections going off, and then that's why she were, it's okay. I mean, you weren't to know, you knew here. So, you know, she got 2 infections going off, and, you know, she was insisting, I'm not going to hospital. I'm not going to hospital. I'm all right now, blah, blah, blah. But I says to her on the phone, my friend handed her the phone, and I says, you're going to hospital? No, if no, but I insist. So she says, no. She says, I'll be all right. I says, well, look, I said, if you don't go in the ambulance to the hospital, I says, we still coming over. I says, we'll take you down to hospital itself. And she was making some excuse. Oh, well, Chris, you know, Chris can't miss work. And I says, well, sod work. I says, you're more important than work. So, yeah, that's it. You know, I mean, you know, it's just today's society, Wakey. You know, I'm saying you'd never even, you know, hear kids back chatting like they do today. But anyway, same as I say, you know, she'd got a lot of things going on, and the cancer had spread, etc. So actually, she never made it out of hospital. So, but yeah, so I don't know what Amjad's told you about me, Nicola, but I made, what were it, peanut butter cookies yesterday.
Oh yeah, you missed it. Well, where were you like?
Yeah, and this is if you were wondering, Nicola, Pixie's channel is my other half, him that you can hear over there.
Hello.
Is not a fan of peanut butter, but I'm telling you, there's not many left since last night. So I says to him today, I says, does that mean I've got to make some more tomorrow? And he went, oh, yeah. Well, believe it or believe it not, Kay, yes, they've nearly all gone. And that's not bad. Somebody that says that you don't like peanut butter.
I can't have it on toast or in a jam. I don't like
Nicola says, hello, Pixie.
Hello, Nicola. How are you?
So, yes.
Hey, shut up, we're having a conversation here. Do you mind?
God, don't put greedy sod. Yeah, I told Nicola everything, Jeanette, about you do live streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. Well, only baking on a Tuesday. So yeah.
So, no. Well, a good cup of that does.
So yeah, so same as I say, you know, it's not doing too badly to say that he don't like peanut butter.
Well, I want Foster's.
Yeah, Chris is. Same as I say, it's one of them things, Bella. I've got to fancy it, if you know what I mean. And you know, I could either have it on toast or on a sandwich, but I've got to, you know, it's I don't know. I've got to fancy it, you know what I mean, and I've got to be in the mood for. So you don't want me to make any more then?
Well, you get that one and buy another one.
Oh, he says on his TV, someone cooking diced chicken. Ooh.
Nicola says she's going to be there for the baking.
Oh. But you see, same as I say, I've got all sorts of flavouring. I've got peppermint, I've got salted caramel, I've got, what else have I got? Sicilian orange extract, almond extract.
And beetroot. I was wondering when beetroot would come.
Yeah, we were wondering when that would rear its ugly head. So yeah, so I've yet to decide what I'm going to make on Tuesday. I'm probably going to make some baked donuts. I don't know, Kate, it's just an obsession. So
started eating peanuts a few years ago.
But you know, it's I ain't 100% decided yet, but I've as everyone knows, I got a silicone donut mold thing. I'm not a fan of it, and I have ordered a metal one off of Amazon, but I ordered it about a month ago and it still hasn't arrived yet. So you know, I've got several recipes for it. I've got cinnamon baked donuts. I've got chocolate baked donuts. I've even got red velvet baked donuts. So it's a case of deciding, you know, deciding exactly. I mean, they all take roughly the same amount of time, but it's just caramel shortbread. Will it be possible to make these? Right, let me have a look. I'll have a look on.
Yeah, but it'll cost you.
It stinks. She's blaming the dog. He's not even in the room. Oh dear. I'll just have a look on. What's it called again? Caramel shortbread. Sorry if I've gone. Caramel shortbread. Right, easy millionaire shortbread. salted caramel perfect millionaire shortbread. Caramel shortcake, it's also known as.
What doggy breed, guys? What?
We ain't got a dog. Oh, yeah, Gordo. It's a lovely black German Shepherd pup.
Gorgeous.
Not
sure about the odor though. It's a bit rough.
Will pineapple rings fit in your donut mold? That could be a great twist. I think pineapple rings might be a little bit too big for it.
Beetroot flavoured donuts.
but yeah, I don't know whether that's what my lady's pertaining to. It's millionaire shortbread. I have done that before though, haven't I?
Yeah. You've done it in a vlog.
Yeah.
Well, you've not done it live.
But the thing is, it all depends, because it's a long-winded process. As everyone knows, I like to keep me live baking down to about an hour. Let me just have a look. I mean, I have got, you know, the caramel. It's just, you know, let's have a look at. You see, it says
Adrian's starting up a chili challenge.
Oh, well, I'll not be.
Good luck with that one, Adrian.
I'll not be doing it.
Plenty of tissues. Night, Bella.
See you later, Bella.
Have a good one.
I'm just going to send Angela this recipe that I found. See what she thinks. So yeah, I've just sent.
Put chocolate top shortcake bread. Well, you got to put.
I know how to make it. It's just like I was talking about, you know, on a live stream, because it's going to take way too long to do on a live stream.
How long does it take?
Night, Pink. Gordo says, help, I've got them both. I'm guessing me out. He's wandered in and let one go. So, yeah, I mean, I could do it, but it's like I did the coconut loaf cake for Kate, because it takes an hour in oven. You know what I mean? You know, I could do it via a vlog, but I have already done millionaire shortbread. But I unapologetic Gomes, how are you?
How are you?
So yes, I mean, I could like millionaire shortbread revisited probably. You know,
lemon drizzle revisited 6 million times.
No, that was lemon drizzle with a twist. You know, hi Carla, how are you?
Hello, Carla.
I say no more spag bol for them. So yeah, so I mean, it you know, I'll take a proper look at the recipe that I've just sent you. I will have a look. I could always do, same as I say, I can always do it in a vlog. You know, them that's going to, same as I say, we're going live Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and I go live 2 hours. I like to keep the baking vlogs down to, you know, I like to keep them down to like an hour. Yeah, right. I went a bit over yesterday, but you know what I mean? You know, I mean, same as I say, I sent you that link because it's sort of just one, you know, I buy, I mean, I've probably got 2 or 3 tins of that. I buy that carnation caramel. I do like it because it's thick. If you sort of want to, as we say, cut the middleman out, just make the shortbread. Put the caramel on the shortbread. If you don't want to make the caramel from scratch, I'd recommend you buy that carnation caramel. So
I was just going to say, ghost pepper, Adrian, strongest pepper in the whole world, mate.
Nicholas says tiffin. I have actually seen recipes for that.
Oh, I might do a hot chili con carne. Where can I buy them? No,
What?
Online hot chilies.
No idea.
I think you get them online. Type on, Google it.
It says tiffin is a form of cake like confection composed of crushed biscuits, sugar, syrup, raisins, cherries, and cocoa powder.
Nicholas already put it in chat. It's crushed biscuit blended with chocolate and raisins.
It says, but it's a bit like, because I don't know whether...
oh, Caroline Reaper, that's the one.
Or Toe of Satan, Kate says. I did make a hedgehog slice last week on the live baking. It's a bit similar to that. So it's because that's basically you use crushed biscuits, but it didn't include like raisins or whatever. So yeah, it sounds a lot like the hedgehog slice that I made last week, but with a few extras, if you know what I mean. The hottest test chocolate bar in the world, Toe of Satan. Ooh.
It's easy to do something like that.
Yeah, that's why. She says, can you remember Cabana? Yeah, I think they were a bit like Bounties, weren't they?
Yeah.
Bounty.
Okay then, Tracy.
Oh, what's that? It's not like...
You always get to my laptop.
Oh yeah. Caramel, coconut and cherry pieces. That's what the Cabana bars are. Cabana was a milk chocolate bar in a blue wrapper. Inside you found a delicious coconut filling and chunks of cherry. There you go. Jalapeno, I've no idea. Don't eat them either. So yeah, you know, I mean, so as I say, I'm welcome to, you know, suggestions as what to you know, what to make on my baking live streams. But I don't. It's like the biscuits last night; they only needed to be in the oven for 12 minutes, and in that hour period, I were able to bake all the biscuits. Yes, make some. What? Are we talking about millionaire shortbread, or are we on about tiffin, or, you know, are we talking about tiffin? Some as I say, it's on a similar footing to the, you know, to the, yeah, the hedgehog thing that I made last week. So yeah, I mean, I might actually have a go at Nicola, every cake sale Laura's doing at party. I would bake chocolate orange cupcakes. Oh my god, the students demolished them in seconds. But you see, this is it. I mean, it's like I've made loads of flapjacks, but I've never actually vlogged it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I was thinking to myself today, I've made that many different versions of a flapjack. You know, Pardon me. When I make my flapjacks, I put my own twist on it, let's just say. I mean, I put sultanas in, I put whatever chocolate chunks, you know, but then I mean, I've got a recipe that sort of calls for white chocolate to be drizzled on it, but I just melt white chocolate and just cover the whole thing in white chocolate. You know what I mean? It's like I go to the basic flapjack recipe, but I add my own little additions to it, if you know what I mean. So you know, it's a case of I mean, if Bella was still here, I mean, she'd tell you. Last time we went over to Bella's, I did some white chocolate flapjacks. What? Flapjacks, and put white chocolate on the top. And I made 2 lemon drizzles. So she says, well, you could take one at lemon drizzles back with you. She says, but these flapjacks is not going anywhere. So, you know, it's all in the preparation, Welsh Clark. You know, some if they're a bit crunchy, it's been in oven too long. If it's too soft, you've not been in oven long enough. It's just finding a happy medium. And same as I say, it all depends what chocolate I've got on hand. You know, but I must say, Chris, who picks his channels, Callum, everybody loves the ones that I make with the white chocolate.
Yeah.
So if I put white chocolate on the top of the flapjacks, I tend to put milk chocolate drops in the mixture. Hi, Vanessa, how are you?
Hello, Vanessa.
I've not seen trackers.
Trackers?
It's like is it like a granola bar type of thing? Nutty.
No idea.
See you morning, mate.
See you in the morning. Good night, everybody.
So yeah, so when I do my version of flapjacks, like, you know, the I do them like normal flapjacks, but into the oats I tend to put some chocolate drops, and I also throw in a few sultanas, like a handful. But the thing about flapjacks is you can basically nice oaty bar with chocolate chips in, they will lush. But you see, this is the thing about flapjacks, Kate. Once you've got the basic recipe, you can virtually put anything you like in. You know, you could put cranberries in, you could put raisins, you could put sultanas, chocolate chips, you know, anything your heart desires. And this is what I'm saying. I tend to put my own little additions to it rather than just having plain oat flapjacks. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can remember that one, Amjad. But same as I say, it's whatever I've got to hand. It's whatever chocolate drops I've got. It's whatever chocolate I've got. But I do tend to try and keep ahead with the white chocolate, because you can't beat it being covered in white chocolate. So yeah, I mean, it's your own preference. I mean, if you just get like a, you know, any flapjack recipe, how can you two guess as what Wake is asked? Can you put in it? Yeah. It says, can you put beetroot in? But the thing is, with a flapjack recipe, basically you can add your own touches. You know what I mean? There's no sort of set in stone that you've got to, you know, you've got to just put oats in and golden syrup and butter and whatever. you know, it's just a case of we just tend to like chocolate chips and sultanas in on and white chocolate on top. But if there comes a time when I ain't got any you know, white chocolate, because let's face it, not everybody likes white chocolate. So, you know, you use whatever you've got to hand. But I must say that putting sultanas in it and putting chocolate chips in it does make it tend to be a bit more on the softer side. Put unpopped popcorn in flapjack. After flapjack's done, slide it into microwave to cook the popcorn. Just as a fire extinguisher ready, just in case. But you see that's the beauty of flapjacks. You know, you can put whatever, you know, same as I say, I've got some dried cranberries. You could put walnuts in it. You could put, you know, almonds. You could put hazelnuts, you know. Basically, in a flapjack recipe, you could put anything in to your own taste. You know what I mean? It's, oh, I've got itchy nose again. But yeah, you know, you can put whatever you, and the same as I say, I don't always go to the recipe. You know, I tend to put my own little, you know, my own little twist on it. But if you find, you know, like a bog standard flapjack recipe, you know, you can add whatever you want. So I'm just laughing at I'm laughing at Lucy. She's on back of Chris's chair. She's trying her best to get on her knee, bless her. And she keeps putting a paw on his shoulder and then taking it off. Then putting his that's what I was laughing at. It's like I think she's waiting for him not to be looking, and then she's going to jump on his knee. But she's like she's sat there with a paw on his shoulder, just waiting for the right opportunity. So
Not me all afternoon, all evening.
But yeah, you know, I you know, name me one person that don't like flapjacks. I mean, most people.
Angel delights.
Yeah, well, I made that angel delight cheesecake, didn't I? So yeah. Oh, we've just been making the gravy for supper.
Ooh, about that wakey dakey.
Yeah, but it will like as well. It will like as well. I was looking on B&M site. Oh yeah, that were it. Cause Chris wants a small shelf so he could put like his medications.
No, stop it.
Anyway, we were looking on B&M site and they've got like a set of 2 like mini whisks. And Chris says, "Well, what do you want a small one for?" I says, "Well, I think when you're making gravy or you're making custard, you know, it's ideal. You know, they have the uses." Blancmange beetroot flavour, of course. So yeah, so we found a shelf that because he wants one that's, you know, things is not going to drop off, and it's like got a little lip on it. It's only about £4 this shelving that he wants, but yeah, I just had to go into the sort of baking section.
Oh, they got this. Oh, they got that. Oh, they got this.
So I says to him, I said, in next couple of weeks, I says, okay then, good night, my lady. Is that Johnny? I hope. Right. Before I forget, I just want to tell you a funny story. Now, we all know that Chris is a bit forgetful.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you stay safe as well, my lady.
Yeah, stay safe.
Yeah. So anyway, so we all know Chris gets forgetful at times. You know, he's left the house without his drone before. He's gone out in the car with his slippers on before. So anyway, yesterday, as everyone knows, he's bought this FEMA palm thing, right? So before I went live last night, hiya Johnny. So before I went live last night, he says to me, his name's Chris.
Huh?
She says, what's your man's name? Chris. I've got several, but hey ho. Anyway, I'm tell you this story. So he's just bought the FEMA palm, and it's like got a thing that you put over the camera cap thing, like lens cover thing. So before I went live last night, he kept saying to me, I can't find my cap to my FEMA palm anywhere. So he got down on his hands and knees because he's got his laptop over in the corner on a computer table. So he looked high and low. He looked on his computer table. Couldn't find it anyway. So just before we went live, he got down on his hands and knees. He says, I wonder if it's flicked off and it's gone on floor. So he is there on his hands and knees looking on floor, looking for this lens cap. So anyway, he couldn't find it. So it was pretty late. So I got to the toilet. I says, leave it. I says, I'll have a look for it in the morning because I can usually find things that he can't find. So anyway, he got up early because the shopping coming this morning and everything. So I gets up and he went, I found my lens cap. So I says, have you? Where, you know, I told him to look in his, because he's got a case for all his cameras and everything. I says, are you sure you've not put it in there? You know, took it off and put it in your camera case or whatever. No, I've looked in there. I've looked all around living room floor. So anyway, I gets up this morning and he went, I found my lens cover to my FEMA palm. He says, you'll never guess where it were. So I went, go on, you're going to tell me. He says, and not so long back, I used some clotted cream for something. So I gave him this little tub for all his like SD cards and whatever, because it's got a lid on. So he went, I must have put it in there for safekeeping in a safe place so I'd know where it were. But he forgot he'd put it in this safe place and couldn't remember where it were. So you can fairly say that he had a senior moment. He hunted all afternoon and practically all night for this lens case.
I even went right to the computer table thinking it's under there.
Yeah, same as I say, if you'd have seen him, he were on his hands and knees. He were like literally lay on floor looking under his computer table for this lens cap. And all the time, it were in this tub because he'd put it in there for safekeeping so he wouldn't lose it.
I don't know, not the only one.
So, yeah. But, I just laughed because it's typical of what Crit sometimes does. You know what I mean? He'd put it safe so he knew where it were and then had forgot where he'd put it. Yeah, that's the only problem, Kate. He put it in a safe place so he wouldn't lose it, and he ended up, he thought he'd lost it. But you see, this is a regular occurrence, Adrian, because, he's gone out before, supposedly going out to fly the drone.
Yeah, but if you remember, tell an old story. I was on my way out with drone strapped to my back in a bag. You said, can you just nip down to the shop before you go? So I went, yeah, all right then. So I put drone in hallway. Then I went down to, as they came back, gave you whatever it were. I think it was some fags or something. And then not thinking that I hadn't put the drone in the boot. I'd left it in always. I just went straight out.
It'd actually gone out to fly the drone without the drone.
It was in his pocket.
But the thing is as well, I mean, I got a phone, it went out, it went, it went out like late afternoon, and about, I think it was about 5, 6 o'clock, because it went nights were light. I got a phone call. You never guess what the daft sod had done. He'd locked himself out of the car. He'd put the boot down, but left the keys inside the boot. So, you know, it's getting to be a regular occurrence. He once went out, looked down, and he was still got his slippers on. He forgot to put his shoes on.
They were comfy, though.
So, yeah, so ending up, because you see what he used to do, we'd get out the car, put boot up, put all his props and everything on his drawing, and put the keys like just inside the boot.
It needs to be 12 shot.
I need
some.
It needs summer. Same as I say, and we aren't realising he just put the boot down.
Going up, gone.
He didn't realise that the keys were inside the car. So he had to wait about an hour for AA coming. Basically, they just, you know, like with damp mirror and opened it that way. And he had to crawl, put the back seat down and crawl through to actually get the keys out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, it's getting to be quite a regular occurrence, these daft things that he does.
And the rest of the statement is true. He needs a shot.
Is it in with insurance? How much is it?
No,
because you see, it was before we got the mobility car. Well, with the mobility car, that's the RAC, but that's all in with a mobility car. So I think we had the own start, and yeah.
We had it separate.
Yeah, we had it separately. It was before we had the mobility car. But we sort of, you know, even though, you know, it was a decent car. Hi, else Meghead, how are you? So yeah, you know, I mean, you know, what's going to happen next? I dread to think, you know what I mean? He says that it'd be in his dressing gown next, lol. But yeah, you know,
Speedos. Like Keely.
Same as I say, you know, same as he says, you know, it weren't too much of a, what's it, when he went out in his slippers, the same as he says, I was that comfortable that I just forgot I'd got my slippers on. You know what I mean? But going out to actually go droning, we had his drone. You know what I mean? Oh dear, but some of the things, I mean, I can laugh about it now, but that night when he got locked out of the car,
I was not happy, buddy.
you know, the best about it though, before he actually phoned the AA, he says, I wonder if I'm dropped him under the car, or he'd been up and down this lane where he'd parked, you know, thinking that they'd dropped out his pocket, or you know, all sorts. It got down. It's petrol.
It was a petrol.
Yeah. So, same as I say, it got down and sort of lay on the floor looking under the car, thinking he might have dropped him under the car, not realising when he rung me and he says, the only thing that I can, you know, imagine that I've done, he says, is that I opened the boot, got me drone out its case, fit all the props and everything on, you know, before flying, he says, and then I just got the drone and controller and everything out, not realising that I'd left the keys inside the car. So yeah. He says, I went out to fly today, bit windy, but Phantom 4 was ready, steady as a rock.
I can fly in it or a cage.
Yeah. But yeah, it's you know, the things that we've laughed about, you know, but it was the embarrassment of getting locked out your own car and leaving keys in car, and somebody having to crawl through, put back seats down, crawl through where you put seat down to actually retrieve your keys out the car, rather than smashing a window or things like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, it was, as I say, from yesterday afternoon till even after I'd gone off the live last night, kept saying, I'm going to find that lens cap if it kills me. You know, when they were thinking of all, you know, scenarios where it could have flicked off to, or, you know, I says, is it gone under the dining room table? You know, has it sort of dropped off and sort of pinged on something and then, you know, flirted a bit further afield? The daft sod had put it in this thing where he puts his SD cards and forgot he put it there.
That's about a 5-hour journey to Sheffield, Gordo.
I once locked the keys in the back of the post office transit. Had to wait an hour for them to bring. But this is it. You see, when Chris called AA out and he sort of explained the situation, and he says, I've wanted, he says, they're not on floor. He says, I've walked about a mile down road. He says, I can't see them anywhere. He says, the only thing that I can imagine that I've done, he says, is put the boot down and the keys is inside, actually in this.
No, what they don't, Kate, is that they prized the window out open a little bit with like an airbag, so it didn't damage the window frame or nothing. So it was just enough so it could get like a, you know, the long metal rod.
Yeah.
And shove it down so they can flick the door handle up to unlock the car.
So
then I got in through driver's side, pulled chair down in back seat, and climbed in through boot.
Yeah. So if you heard that, Kate, they basically put an airbag between the window and the door to prise it open enough so to get one of them metal things in. Yeah, the metal rods. So it opened the door, and then Chris had to climb through, put the back seat down, and climb through to retrieve the keys out the back. Oh, Nicola says she's dog with Miser and me to go out for a wee. You see, we've got 3 cats. We ain't got a dog, so it's just a case of open door, off you go.
Lucy's got face on. I've got a kitchen.
So yeah, but you know, I mean, same as Chris says, you could write a comedy book at some of the things he's done. It would have had it open in seconds. But that's it, you see. Same as I say, in first place, it got, you know, it got to wait for AA coming. Plus, it had sort of dropped a bit nippy, so we were having just to sit outside at road. And it says I kept sort of walking down a bit and coming back just to, you know, keep myself occupied so I weren't freezing to death. So, and same.
Never put my keys in car boot now.
Yeah, same as Chris says, it right in the middle of nowhere.
I won't log in then, though, Kate. That's the problem.
But same as
will be drone.
But he'd actually, same as I say, he'd actually gone out to fly the drone.
Alexa, please open the door.
But
Find the keys.
You know, it was just one of them things. Same as I say, AA come out, price door window open so they could get the thing down. It all's well that ends well, you know what I mean? But it was the embarrassment to getting locked out his car, being in the middle of nowhere, and then it started turning a bit cold. So he says, I'm having to walk up and down this lane, basically to keep myself warm.
No, all free, mate.
It were all because you see we were with AA, so it were all part and part of the AA
AA
package.
said that I was lucky that it weren't earlier model, because any earlier than that, it wouldn't be able to pry the window open and have to smash windows to get it open.
Oh, but you see, this is the thing, Kate. Same as I say, it normally. I mean, now he's got a hoodie, but I think at the time he hadn't got this hoodie. He puts his fags and his phone and his keys in his hoodie pocket. But you know, if he ain't got it in his hoodie pocket, he'd normally put it in his jeans pocket or whatever he were wearing. You know what I mean? But same as he says, you do these things without thinking. You know what I mean? And he says, the amount of times that I've done it, opened the boot, opened my drone bag, and fitted the props while it's still in the back of the car, you know, it's done it 1,000 times.
I'll do that now, else again.
Yeah. I mean,
camera bag, yeah.
Tripod, yeah. You know, it's like, you know, I mean, same as we were saying earlier on, you know, he went to go droning. He'd nipped it shop for me before he actually went. He thought he'd put the drone in the back of the car. Gets there, opens boot, no drone. He'd left it near the front door.
Good job, I going to local park.
And you know, it sort of gone droning without his drone. And he says, it's your fault that is. He says, you know, if I hadn't gone to Asda previous to that, he says, I'd have chucked it in car, jobs are good in. He says, but I put it near the front door. I nipped down to Asda for you. He says, and then I forgot.
So it were your fault.
We went to a shop.
That's a bit dodgy.
We went to a shop called Arrange My. I had to put the shopping in the car, shut the boot. The car keys were in the boot. I searched on my phone how to open the car. There was a hole near the number. Oh,
so it's a bit dodgy. Bit of a flaw, that, isn't it?
But you see, I mean, Dennis was telling us, we were on about, you know, have you, were it Gordo that were on about he couldn't find his car when they went to the supermarket?
Oh, yeah, this woman got,
yeah. Oh, well, yeah, a woman, this strange woman got in his car thinking it were hers. Well, Dennis said that he did that once, he says, and he couldn't remember where he'd parked it. So he's pressing the key fob thing, and he opened his car and he got in, and then he realised it weren't his car. Same model and everything. And I always said, well, I said to him, I always thought that key were, you know, solely for your car. Oh, I've had the same thing happen when I ran the car pitch. We had a Mazda with one of those stupid alarms. It locked itself with the keys in the ignition.
I used to start the cars every couple of days to stop the batteries going flat on. It's a stupid idea, that, to have your car self-lock itself.
But this is the thing, I mean, they do that. You see, when we went to pick our car up, it says, like, let's say, for instance, Chris were to get out of our car and we're in a bit of a dodgy area and somebody approaches the car, there's a button that I can press in the car that will automatically lock all the, you know, while even though the keys are in the ignition, you know, it says it's just like a safety device that, let's say, for instance, you're sat in the car and some undesirables approach the car, you've just got to press this button and it just automatically locks all the doors. So even if they wanted to, they couldn't they couldn't get in. So yeah. What? How much did he say they were? Them keys, if we lost on
250 quid.
Yeah, he says, because see, he gave us 2 keys, and I always have the spare one in my bag just in case. But he says, whatever you do, he says, guard them keys with your life. He says, because if you need a replacement, he says the 250 quid a pop, these keys are.
Me too got no car. Oh, wait, because I've got that button. I'm just, next model, I just want an ejector seat in passenger seat.
More like an ejector button on the driver's thing.
Well, no, because you won't be able to go anywhere then.
But you see as well, another thing that Chris took a lot of getting used to. He's always had a car with handbrake.
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
So when we first got this car, it ain't got a handbrake.
Well, it has. It's a button.
Yeah, but it ain't actually physically got an handbrake, has it? It's got an handbrake, but it's a button.
Right, little lever that you flick up.
Oh, I'm gonna be Wakey's friend, because Land Rover Discovery and whatever is my favourite car. But yeah, every time, sort of first few weeks when we first had it automatically go for handbrake, because he's never had a car without actually having a physical handbrake. So, you know, for a few weeks, he'd be going like that, and he keeps saying, oh, this damn car, he says, I keep forgetting it ain't got a handbrake. My favourite car is an Audi.
Oh, I love an Audi.
What was that favourite one of yours?
Which one? I've got several.
That's one that John had.
Oh,
Toyota Celica, that's it.
Any Toyota, just give me a Toyota.
Yeah, Chris loves Toyota Celicas.
Love them.
Discovery is not a real Land Rover built on the Mondeo Classic. Well, I like them anyway, and I don't even drive.
I want a D90.
What's a D90?
I don't know about you get your Joe 90.
But I
D90 rings bells.
same as I said to Chris. I said, if we ever win lottery, I says I'm going to buy a brand spanking new Discovery. I'm going to hire a driver. So
can we have a 100 grand super chat, please?
thought that was a Freelander.
D90.
Now he's on about Discovery is not a real Land Rover built on the Mondeo chassis. And Gordo says thought that was the Freelander.
Oh. Could be good.
But anyway, same as I say,
Being up and downstairs like a blue horse fly.
but yeah, you know, I mean, Chris is always like, oh, and Aston Martin. Chris is
Oh, yeah.
Aston Martin and Toyota Celica he likes. But I'm a typical woman. I don't.
Microwave.
I hope Freelander is the smaller one. But yeah, you know, you see, same as I often say to people, I don't care what make or model it is, so long as it's got 4 wheels and an engine, I don't care.
Oh, Porsche 911. There's always going to be a flashy one, I'd say. Flashy one with Porsche.
But okay then, Nicola, thank you for coming in. I do hope you be a regular here, and I hope you've enjoyed your first time.
See you later, Nicola. Or as I said, Nicola.
It's Nicola.
I know.
I think the Disco has the ladder chassis, if I remember rightly. Oh, wow. Lost me there. Same as I say, my, you know, knowledge of cars is, you know, if it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we're good to go. You know what I mean? You know, as long as it gets me from A to B, you know what I mean? So, so yeah, so thank you. I appreciate you coming in, Nicola. I do hope you'll be a regular. You'll enjoy your time here as Talbot Cars. I've never even heard of them.
No idea.
But anyway, same as I say, you know, so long as it gets. See you later. Thank you for coming in again, Nicola. But it's like this, you know. Cars is more men's things than what they are women's, if you know what I mean. You know, it's one of these that you know, so long as I can get out and about and it takes me from A to B, I don't care what sort of car it is. I don't like these you know, these that's just 2-seaters and
Smart cars.
yeah,
What's
and
smart about them?
yeah,
You use a Max box, I suppose.
you know, and were it yesterday you were down at Asda?
Oh, what I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, our local Asda, it's not a massive Asda. It's only a.
I'm just going.
See you later, Amjad. See you later. Thank you for coming in.
No, don't stop.
But yeah, Chris went down to Asda yesterday and he messaged me on Messenger and he says, I've just seen one of our players pulling out at Asda car park in his Lamborghini.
Right.
So I says, well, who were it then? And he went, what were it? What's his name again? Lise Mousset. I says, well, how do you know it were him? I says, can you imagine him turning up at Asda, I says, in a Lamborghini? So, you know, it's...
picking up his click and collects.
The same as I says to Chris, I says, he's got...
Mate.
See you later. You know, Ford Cavalier, I can remember them. They going back some...
My first car was a red Mini DUB 681T. There you go.
And wheels come off it.
Wheels come off it. My dad thought it was best thing since sliced bread, and then I must have paid about 500 quid in repairs before I even drove the frigging thing.
But anyway, same as I say, and he messaged me and he says, you never guess who I've just seen down at our Asda. And I went, oh, and he went, Lise Mousset. And I went, yeah, who's he? He says he plays for us. He says, I knew it were him. He says, because he were driving a Lamborghini. But
exact same colour, and it were black hands as well as his black. I don't want to be
yeah.
But it were his car. Trust me.
But yeah. So anyway, I says to Chris, I says, all money he's got. I says, you mean to tell me? I says, he's been and done his own shopping. I says, in a pandemic at this, I said, if that had been me, I says, and I were a Sheffield United player, I'd have said, here is, I don't know, 50, 100 quid. Go and get me some shopping in. You know what I mean? But
definitely him though. It might just be dropping somebody off.
But you know, the likes of our Asda down the road, I've never seen a Lamborghini in its car park. Yeah, a Lamborghini, no less. But it's like me. I mean, he's a young football player. And same as I said to Chris, they all have these snazzy cars. You know what I mean? You wait till he gets married and has kids. You know, that's going to be the use and ornament to him. You know, I like things that are practical, not, you know, easy on the eye, if you know what I mean.
Don't worry, sweetheart. When we win lottery, I'll be buying a Lamborghini for when I go out on the outings with my camera.
Wakey says I had a wedge-shaped Cavalier that had a 2-litre Granada engine. Ooh. So, can anybody? Who made? Oh, they were called Princess. What car? Who made that?
Princess. Ford, weren't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, we had one of them, and a bright orange one. Ford Princess.
Yeah. But I had one of them as my, well, not when I got married, but when I married my first husband. Yeah. We had a white Ford Princess. You know, yeah. Metallic's not green. Oh.
Black vinyl roof and cream plastic. BL.
Oh dear.
BL, what's a BL?
No idea.
Cream plastic BL. Opal car. Opal Cadet. Well, what have ever all Opal? Well, my mama's.
Yeah.
Opal Cadets.
He's just showing his age now, you see.
Oh, Austin made the Princess.
Oh. Well, there you go. But I same as I say, I can remember I had one of them as my wedding cars first time around. But we went, we did it proper, and we had a Rolls Royce this time.
We did. We had a Rolls Royce. And
by the time reception were only about 5 minutes down the road, and by the time I got there, Chris had drunk nearly a bottle of champagne. I'd still got half a glass.
So I'm just drinking away.
Yeah.
Free drink, love.
so yeah. It were obviously 21st of June. It were absolutely roasting that day.
Ex-police car. Ooh.
Oh.
Still got the worst car I had a toss up between my feet. 126 the Morris Marina. Jesus Christ.
I know. We're going back some
that is a Flintstone car, that.
Yeah, big engine. Oh. But
the next channel suddenly got into a car channel.
Yeah, talking cars. But same as I say, yeah, but well, most of women have gone.
I think Kate will still be here. Got 8 watching.
So yeah, same as I say, you know, my worst car was a Mini 850 with Carlos Fandango wheels. What's Carlos Fandango wheels? I don't know. Didn't have a sunroof, it had a sun floor.
Men with fast cars.
Well, this is it. I mean, same as I say, it's a man's subject, really, isn't it?
Well, you want to see some good cars? Come to Castleton, sit out in cafe. Cafe.
Yeah.
Sit outside there and just watch cars driving across the road. Guys, there's some absolutely corking cars that drive.
Robin Reliant.
Yeah, that one went as well.
It says what's the car called? It's got 3 wheels. Yeah, Robin Reliant. Oh, a Bond bug. Yeah, it was like a triangle shape, weren't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, when we went to Castleton, sat outside. All rich people were coming through, RDTTs, and and all all these posh cars. And Chris was saying, "Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one as well." You know what I mean? And I'm just going. You know what I mean? He yeah. I'm just sort of just sat there thinking, oh God, he wants every car that's going past.
That one, not that one.
You know what I mean? It were as if it were as if I weren't there. It were more bothered about cars that were going past.
This is down the road. There's 4 Mustang GT.
Gordo says this will make you laugh. I got caught speeding in a Fiat 126.
We're going 5 miles an hour instead of 3. Going so fast, lad, in that.
Oh yeah. But I mean,
like
when we've been on as travels, I mean, you'd be amazed at some of the cars that we've seen. We were at Bella's where we're going to, And there must have been a classic car rally somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
There were all these big American cars and everything. I said to the copper, are you sure? Oh dear.
Well, I've actually overtaken a Porsche.
Yes, yes, and a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, we're going off off at Slip Road Live, but I'll still overtake it.
Welsh Clark says, what did you do, Gordo? Push it down the hill and then jump in it. Oh dear. Well, I hate to rain on your parade, guys, but it's getting on a bit. I've been going over 2 hours. We'll have to resume the conversation on Friday evening. So I want to thank everybody that's come in. I want to thank everybody that comes in regularly to support me. I raced a Ferrari GT40 at the lights, beat him easy. But yeah, so I do appreciate you all coming back time after time after time. And, you know, I enjoy these conversations. People that come in here, and I were only saying this to Chris the other night, I feel like you're my friends, you're my family. You know what I mean? We can. You know what I mean? I feel like we've got like a little community, and we're all friends. We all, you know, I feel humble. He's only moving in for free cake.
You're not having your cake and eating.
So I will bid you good night, and I shall see you all again on Friday evening, hopefully. So please stay safe.
Beetroot gives you extra thrust.
Trust Wakey. So, you know, please stay safe. Yeah. So I'll see you all on Friday. And some as I say, please stay safe. I want you to keep coming back. So I do care. So I will see you on Fridays.
Night all.